The chant in this show really puzzled me, intrigued me, and then it got me thinking, why do people chant? I mean, they do. Cults, I guess, mostly. If it's in an established religion, they call it a hymn or prayer or psalm. But why do people chant? I guess to celebrate an agreed-upon value or belief. Makes sense, I guess. I mean, I'm not particularly religious and I don't go to church, but I find human behavior interesting. But I got to thinking, is this a good chant or a bad chant? Who's to say? Isn't its quality in the eye of the beholder? Or the be-chanter? Now, the chant itself isn't catchy. It doesn't have a good cadence. It kind of sounds like a preschool sing-along that really can't get off the ground, and then stalls out completely. Or the 2 a.m. slow beat stage at Coachella that you really want to avoid. And I feel that this really undermines any kind of mystery or gravitas that the Coven could have had. What do they chant? The power of one. Okay, well, this is Star Wars, so that makes sense. It's all about the one, kind of what separates it from Star Trek, aside from the tedious repetition and inferior world building. Luke was the one. Leia was mentioned by Yoda as another one. Then Rey became the one. There always seems to be a one in Star Wars. These ones are starting to add up.
You got one more right there.
Cut it out!
In a Judeo-Christian sense, it's a popular concept. So I guess in a Judeo-Christian majority audience, you can't go wrong there from a marketing angle. But the show's not about one. It presents a pair. Then they chant the power of two. I guess that makes sense, since this show is going to center around these two moppets. Or what happens when you combine Rick James with Crisscross. Hashtag deep cut, am I right? Where are my peeps at? High five. But it sounds kind of weak. I mean, the power of one speaks to a person's innate abilities and potential, if the work is put in, to rise to greatness. The power of what one person can accomplish. But the power of two? I mean, what is the power of two? There's not really a context that this speaks to that connotes a sense of agency or potential. Symbolically, two represents balance or fairness, not power. Try again, Leslie. Then they chant the power of many. This also makes sense as, at least here on Earth, the people do have the power. It is in their hands. When they choose to use it is another matter, but things can get ugly fast when they do. Just read a history book. But what does any of this mean for the show in general or the Coven in particular? They're kind of chanting three different themes. If you want to exalt the idea that the power of one is what the show is about, or at least what these witches believe, then that should be the focus of the chant. If it's about the power of these two moppets, good luck. If it's about the power of many, establishing democratic principles doesn't seem to be what this group is all about. This is another reason why this show is a mess. It seems as though the script and its concepts are not fully fleshed out. This script needed a lot of rewriting. But nobody wants to do their homework, so here you go. Enjoy your mess. Thanks for clicking in.
A new subscriber for us. Subscribe for the Knight Rider.
I will.